Hello, guys. Welcome. I think there's a special place in hell for me. It's called a throne. I got, yeah, right on back. Oh, you guys have been with the channel a couple years, and the lights are off because it's in the high 80s and it's hard as fluff. Um, you guys have been with the channel for a while. Remember when Asmodeus first came in? He was acting kind of crazy, and there were demonolators that were around at the time, and they were saying this happens because of how humans have treated them and everything he's been through. And he's done it off and on through the years, and I just call it him going into his spells. I don't believe that we can harm them. I see them as old gods. That said, he goes into spells as if he has been harmed by people. And it's the only way I can describe it, and he starts to get terrified that I'm going to get holy water and start having circles and I'm not even going to tell you some of the equipment they use, but basically they try to torture demons that I see as old gods into doing what they want, which is highly unethical. And then, of course, even if you could, even if you could, they're going to break free at some point and kick your ass, which rightly they should. But this spell started last night. And it carried on until this morning, and he was just going absolutely haywire, and I started to cry tears of rage, and I'm looking up on Demonolatry Reddit if there's anything else like this. And this thing came up about somebody destroying an altar to Lucifer to get back at someone. So I'm just sitting here crying angry tears talking to Lucifer and Satan, and I'm so hysterical that I can't talk, hear them. So I get out the cards, which are kind of crap, but, they're what we have. Lucifer gets the light deck. Satan gets a dark deck, and just like a light purple and dark purple. And basically, Lucifer's like, you're right, you should be praying, and Satan was like, this is going to be taken care of. And I said, I put a curse on whoever made my baby like this. I said, I don't care if they've been reincarnated, I want them cursed, and I want them to pay forever doing this to him. And once I started, I'm sitting here crying angry tears, and I'm praying to them and saying, and I meant this, and I still do. I said, I don't want anything for me, but you get whoever put him into this kind of state, and you make sure they pay for it, because this is, when he gets like this, he's terrified, and I've never seen a god do this before. Loki can do it. Loki can do it. Loki can sometimes go completely wild and feral, and he's lashing out at people. Doesn't do it often, but luckily you can usually be very gentle, give him a space, let him know he's loved, but give him a space, give him his offerings, but kind of like pull back a little bit. And when he goes through the episode, he comes back to you too. I got, yeah, and they've been through a lot. All the gods have been through a lot. And I told King Payman, I said, you all have been through so much. I mean, they were gods originally, now they're treated as demons, and you know how people ritually harm them. I said, I don't see how you don't attack humans on sight. And King Payman goes, well, would you, if you had something like that done to you by humans, would you attack humans on sight? And I said, maybe. I said, I don't know. I said, I sure wouldn't trust them. I said, I don't trust humans now. And I said, it makes me angry that people do that people practice that way. Now, do I think that they're getting the actual old gods? I don't know. But I do know that Asmodeus takes reactions like that, like it has actually happened to him. And it's not just based on the story of the Book of Tobit. It's just not based on the story of building a temple. It's based on centuries of interaction with humans. And he was hurt over that. And when he gets like that, he goes into these spells. And he was hurt on a lot of stuff. Any of the things he's known for, he was very touchy. And I said, we don't have to ever do that again. I said, I'll pick someone else to work with. And I said, you'll still be loved. And I said, you're off duty. I told him I love him, but he's off duty right now. I don't want him to do God stuff for days until he feels better. And I got, yeah, back here. Loki's fond of him. Loki will take care of Asmodeus. And I got, yeah. And, it's just, he goes into these spells. All gods can. All gods can. Once they finally know you long enough, I'm not trying to scare any of you young ones. Once they finally know you long enough, they let down their guard. All gods can do it. They can go into some kind of spell. And it's, I like to live in the happy world where gods are high above humans and we can't really hurt them and they're happy and serene 24/7. But, in my experience, they can all do it. They can all go into, kind of a spell and remember all the things people have done to them. People, I talked about it years ago and we haven't talked about it since. People have tried to sell Loki in a box. That would be the most dangerous thing on the planet to have in your house. You can't get a god in a box, but if you could, that would be like having a nuclear bomb that's not quite right in your house. It's going to go off at some point and you're going to be sorry. I would never want to be the person to have it at my house. I got damn straight back here. And, that would be terrifying. And I see people do this and they try to pretend, they bilk people out of money. They try to pretend they can get a demon or a god or something to jump in a box and they'll send you an empty box. And when stuff doesn't work for you, you have to pay them a couple $100 more to do a super ritual. And then eventually the stuff should work for you. Do you see where this is going? So yeah, there are a lot of people out there that take advantage, but I didn't even know what some of the equipment he was talking about looked like. I'd heard of it before, but now thanks to the internet, I know what it looks like, and I said, "Oh, you poor baby." There are tools that highly unethical people use to try to force demons, which I see as old gods, and other entities to do their bidding. I'm like, this explains why the entities in that area have a reputation for hating humans. I would hate humans on sight too. And I go, yeah, back here. It's highly unethical and cruel. If you're going to work with demons, one, don't work with them if you still see them as oogity boogity demons. And two, unless you have a very legitimate reason, you don't need to have holy water in your house. I mean, you're a witch. You can bless anything you want. You don't need to have crosses or Bibles, again, unless you have a legitimate reason. You just enjoy the aesthetic. You don't need to have salt to put circles on the floor. You never have to hurt them. You can work with them like any other god. I don't even use sigils in my work. And I wouldn't even call it work. It's just a relationship. If I'm thinking about Asmodeus and he's around, then he responds and, we work together. And if he's not, that's okay. He doesn't, come when I call. I don't, call the gods to me. They're either here and I can fill them or they're not. I will ask, sometimes when one of them's around, I'll say, well, we're so-and-so. I'd like to talk to them, but, not like you come here now because I, the human, said so. So, I just figured I would put that up as food for thought. Asmodeus certainly does take his spells sometimes, but it's okay. He's better now, and I cursed a bunch of people, and I'm not sorry. He gets terrified, guys. He gets terrified, and I have panic attacks myself, and I have, what is it, PTSD or whatever it is. I've had doctors tell me. Back in my day, we called it being shell-shocked. I had doctors say both my mom and I were shell-shocked, and you guys know why. And, so I know what it's like. He's remembering stuff from the past, and I don't know if it's him remembering something being done to him directly or just the idea, and it's a mindless terror you go into. So if you have Asmodeus or any of the others, just treat them super well lately. It seems to be like the heat is getting hotter than it's ever been in this area, so I'm kind of down, and it's just, I don't think it's the heat or anything affecting him. It's just, it seems like the gods are kicking up more is what it seems like. I don't know if the heat affects them too or, what it does. But, remember, they're beings with feelings and emotions of their own. And nobody's made this video before, so Loki's like, you should make your own video. So try to give them space. Try to give them space, if they're acting like they've been abused. Even if you don't feel, and I won't try to monetize this because of the subject matter, and I go, whoo, and I go, thank you back here. Don't try to force them to spend time if they seem like they don't want time. But if they seem like they want time, give them as much as possible. Just try to give them their space. See what works with them. It might be different with all of them. I'm going to take Asmodeus. I asked him if he would like to go shopping, and he seems interested. And I might put a little food together, make a little fancy food, maybe later in the evening when it's not so hot, but make a little fancy food. And he's hurt right now, and he's vulnerable, and he's scared. He got a lot better. It goes off like a switch. But then as I was talking to him, because he'll start talking to me like he doesn't know what just went on. I think he remembers. I think he recovers and he gets embarrassed, but he remembers. So it's okay if your gods start doing that. There's nothing wrong with you. Not everybody treats their gods well. Just give them space, give them love. You don't have to give them physical things. You don't always have to take them shopping or something like that, but give them space, give them love, reassure them. You're never going to do that, because he kept asking me, well, what if you do? What if you do? What if you do? I said, if you ever see me coming at you like that, you run away, and you run away and you don't stop. I said, I would never want to do that to you. And I said, if I would ever do that, I've already told Loki, I said, if I ever do something dumb like that, you have full permission to kick my ass. And I go, uh-huh. And now Asmodeus is worried Loki's going to come after me. But I said to Loki, if I would ever try to hurt Loki for some bizarre reason, go out of my head, I said, you have full permission to kick my ass. I told Odin that too, because you always wonder, once you start practicing magic, what if I lost my damn mind and became like one of those crazy people on YouTube or Reddit? Or back in my day, the spooky people that just had all the spooky bad witchcraft books. Yeah, I'm like, what if I lost my mind and I did that? And no judgment, but I was like, so Loki and Odin know, and Asmodeus knows too. I would expect him, and I would hope he would fight back. And I'm getting like, "Arr." But just give them space. Give them space. Reassure them you're not going to do it. I took the holy water out of the house. There's one cross, two crosses, but they've been made into something phallic symbolism, so they're not meant as crosses. There's no holy water in the house, though. There's no Bible in the house. So he's more comfortable. He knows I'm not going to try to hurt him, but again, it's just a matter of faith. He has to trust that I'm not going to start going crazy and think, oh well, I'm not getting the results I want. I think that's what he's scared of. He's thinking, she's not getting the results she wants, she's going to do this to me. No, don't do that. I know for some people it might be a temptation of, hey, these people say that if you do this, they'll do what you want. No, never give in to that kind of temptation. Shouldn't be a temptation, but never give in to people that say, well, if you hurt them, they do what you want. No, they won't. And if you hurt them, they'll come running to me. And if they come running to me, I'm putting curses on people, because really that's what I do. I was just crying angry tears, and I'm not going to let anybody do that to him. I know there are people out there that push up, but that's highly unethical. If you won't want someone to hurt you to get you to do something, don't do it to anyone else. That's just ethics 101. Treat them the way you'd want to be treated. Would you want to be put in a circle and hurt magically? No, you would not. So, Loki, don't help. Look, Loki's helping. So, if you guys like what you see, like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you later. Bye-bye.